everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today we are discussing interview question and answers for Microsoft 365 Certified Teams Administrator Associate MS-700. If you find this content helpful, please like, comment and subscribe. You can download the complete list of valid, tried, tested and updated question and answers from the playlist link provided in the description. Do share please. Our question is, what steps would you take to ensure high availability and the disaster recovery for Microsoft Teams services? Your answer should be, high availability can be ensured by implementing redundancy in network connectivity, load balancing, team services across multiple servers or data centers, and configuring failover options. Disaster recovery involves regular backups of Teams data and having a contingency plan to restore services in case of a catastrophic event. Our next question is, how do you manage the life cycle of Teams including creation, archiving and deletion? Your answer should be, managing the life cycle of team involves defining governance policies for Teams creation, setting expiration policies to automatically archive inactive teams, and defining retention policies to retain or delete teams and associated content based on organizational requirements. Our next question is, can you describe the process of integrating Microsoft Teams with Exchange Online for calendar and email functionalities? Your answer should be, integrating Teams with Exchange Online allows users to schedule meetings, view calendars, and receive email notification within the Teams interface. The integration is enabled by default in Microsoft 365, but you can configure settings such as calendar sync, email notification, and mailbox permissions to optimize the user experience. If you find this content helpful, please like, comment, and subscribe. Our next question is, what are the steps involved in migrating from Skype for Business to Microsoft Teams? Your answer should be, migrating from Skype for Business to Teams requires planning, communication, and technical implementation. The steps include accessing current Skype for Business usage, preparing the infrastructure for Teams deployment, example, configuring coexistence mode, conducting pilot testing, training users on Teams features, and eventually transiting users to Teams. Our next question is, how would you enforce compliance policies for chat messages and files shared in private channels within Teams? Your answer should be, enforcing compliance policies for private channels involves applying appropriate retention and DLP policies to ensure that sensitive information shared in private channels is protected and retained according to organizational requirements. This can be configured using Compliance Center settings and policies. Our next question is, explain the difference between team-wide and channel-specific settings in Microsoft Teams. Your answer should be, team-wide settings. These settings apply to the entire team and affect all channels within the team. Examples include general permission, guest access settings, and global policies. Channel-specific settings. These settings are specific to individual channels within a team and can include channel membership, permissions, and tab configuration unique to that channel. If you are preparing for any Microsoft-based certification, You can download the complete list of valid, tried, tested, and updated question and answers from the playlist link provided in the description. Wishing you all the very best. Thank you. Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today we are discussing interview question and answers for Microsoft 365 Certified Teams Administrator Associate MS-700. If you find this content helpful, please like, comment and subscribe. You can download the complete list of valid, tried, tested and updated question and answers from the playlist link provided in the description. Do share please. Our question is, how do you perform compliance and governance tasks in Microsoft Teams? Your answer should be compliance and governance task involves configuring retention policies, e-discovery, and legal hold for team content, ensuring data protection and privacy compliance, and monitoring user activities to enforce organizational policies. Our next question is, can you explain the integration capabilities of Microsoft Teams with other Microsoft 365 services? Your answer should be Microsoft Teams integrates with various Microsoft 365 services such as SharePoint, OneDrive, Exchange, and Office apps like Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. These integrations allows seamless collaboration, file sharing, and access to productivity tools within the Teams environment. Our next question is, how would you deploy and manage Microsoft Teams client updates within your organization? Your answer should be, deploying and managing Teams client updates can be done through Microsoft Endpoint Manager, Intune, System Center Configuration Manager, SCCM, or using Group Policy to distribute update to client devices. You can also configure update policies in the Team Admin Center. Our next question is, what steps would you take to optimize network performance for Microsoft Teams? Your answer should be, to optimize network performance for Teams, you can prioritize Teams traffic using quality of service QoS settings on your network device. Ensure sufficient bandwidth allocation, minimize latency, and monitor network health using tools like Network Planner in the Teams Admin Center. Our next question is, how do you configure and manage Teams voice features such as direct routing and calling plans? Your answer should be, configuring Teams voice features involves setting up direct routing to connect Teams with your existing telephony infrastructure, example SIP trunks, and configuring calling plans to enable PSTN, public switched telephone network, calling directly from Teams. This includes managing phone numbers, emergency callings, and call routing policies. If you find this content helpful, please like, comment, and subscribe. Our next question is, explain the process of integrating third-party apps and services with Microsoft Teams. Your answer should be, integrating third-party apps and services with Teams can be done using Microsoft App Source or Teams Admin Center. You can search and add apps to Teams, configure app permissions, and manage app settings for your organization, ensuring security and compliance. If you are preparing for any Microsoft-based certification, you can download the complete list of valid, tried, tested, and updated question and answer from the playlist link provided in the description. Wishing you all the very best. Thank you. Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today we are discussing interview question and answers for Microsoft 365 Certified Teams Administrator Associate MS-700. If you find this content helpful, please like, comment and subscribe. You can download the complete list of valid, tried, tested and updated question and answers from the playlist link provided in the description. Do share please. The question is, can you explain the process of configuring and managing Teams meeting policies? Your answer should be, configuring team meetings policies allows administrator to control settings related to meeting, scheduling, participant options and meeting behavior. I use PowerShell or the Teams Admin Center to manage meeting policies based on organizational requirements and ensure consistency and security in meetings. Our next question is, how would you handle a situation where the team deployment encounters resistance from users? Your answer should be, I would address resistance by first understanding the concerns and challenges faced by users through surveys or feedback sessions. I would then provide personalized training and support to address specific concerns and highlight the benefits of using Teams for collaboration and productivity. Our next question is, how would you describe your experience with managing Teams telephony features such as direct routing or calling plans? Your answer should be, in a previous role I implemented direct routing for Teams to enable PSTN connectivity, allowing users to make and receive external calls using Teams. I configured session border controllers SBCS and integrated with third-party telephony providers to deliver cost-effective calling solutions within Teams. Our next question is, how would you ensure data protection and policy with Microsoft Teams? Your answer should be, I ensure data protection and privacy within Teams by configuring information protection policies, data loss prevention DLP rules, and retention policies to classify and secure sensitive data shared in chats, files, and meetings. I regularly review security reports and conduct audits to ensure compliance with regulatory requirements. Our next question is, what step would you take to optimize network performance for Microsoft Teams usage? Your answer should be, to optimize network performance for Teams, I would prioritize Teams traffic using quality of service QoS policies, optimize network configurations for low latency and high bandwidth, and monitor network usage to identify and address potential bottlenecks affecting Teams performance. Our next question is, how do you manage external app permissions and security within Microsoft Teams? Your answer should be, I manage external app permissions by configuring app permission policies in Teams that Teams Admin Center to control with external apps users can install and use. I review and approve apps based on security and compliance criteria to ensure secure integration and minimize potential risks. If you find this content helpful, please like, comment and subscribe. Our next question is, can you describe a scenario where you successfully resolved a critical incident related to Microsoft Teams? Your answer should be, in a previous role, I addressed a critical incident where users are unable to join Teams meetings due to authentication issues. I quickly identified the issue, communicated with Microsoft support to troubleshoot and resolve the underlying case and implemented preventing measures to avoid similar incident in the future. Our next question is, how would you manage user feedback and feature requests related to Microsoft Teams? Your answer should be, I actively collect user feedback through surveys, focus group or collaboration platforms like Team itself. I prioritize the feature request based on user impact and feasibility, communicate updates on requested features, and engage with Microsoft user community to influence report roadmap decisions. Our next question is, what strategies do you use to ensure continuous improvement and innovation in Microsoft Teams administration? Your answer should be, I stay updated with latest Teams features and industry best practices through training, certifications, and participation in community forums. I continuously evaluate our team's deployment, gather user feedback, and implement enhancements to optimize user experience, security, and collaboration efficiency. If you are preparing for any Microsoft based certification, you can download the complete list of valid, tried, tested, and updated question and answers from the playlist link provided in the description. Wishing you all the very best. Thank you. Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today we are discussing interview question and answers for Microsoft 365 Certified Teams Administrator Associate MS-700. If you find this content helpful, please like, comment and subscribe. You can download the complete list of valid, tried, tested and updated question and answers from the playlist link provided in the description. Do share please. The question is, what are the key responsibilities of a Microsoft Team Administrator? Your answer should be, as a Microsoft Teams administrator, key responsibilities include managing team settings and policies, configuring communication and collaboration features, monitoring and troubleshooting team services, and ensuring compliance and security within the team's environment. Our next question is, how do you handle user management in Microsoft Teams? Your answer should be, user management in Teams involves tasks such as adding and removing users, assigning licenses, managing user roles and permissions, and configuring user settings like policies and permissions through the Microsoft 365 Admin Center or PowerShell. Our next question is, how do you configure guest access in Microsoft Teams? Your answer should be, guest access allows external users to participate in Teams channels and conversations. To configure guest access, you can enable it at organization level in the Microsoft 365 Admin Center and then specify which teams and channels guest can access. Our next question is, what are the some security best practices you would implement for Microsoft Teams? Your answer should be, security best practices for Teams include enforcing strong authentication methods, setting up conditional access policies, configuring data loss prevention (DLP) policies, enabling encryption for data at rest, in transit, and regularly auditing user access and activities. If you find this content helpful, please like, comment and subscribe. Our next question is, how would you troubleshoot issues with Microsoft Teams? Your answer should be, troubleshooting team issues involves checking service health status in the Microsoft 365 Admin Center, verifying network connectivity and firewall settings, reviewing team logs and usage reports, and using PowerShell commands to diagnose and resolve specific problems. Our next question is, describe the process of creating and managing Teams policies. Your answer should be, Teams policies define settings and permissions that control user access and behavior within Teams. To create and manage policies, you can use the Teams Admin Center or PowerShell to configure settings such as messaging, meeting, and guest access policies. What is the difference between the messaging policies and meeting policies in Teams? Your answer should be messaging policies. Messaging policies control chat and channel messaging features such as message formatting, file sharing, and external communication settings. Meeting policies. Meeting policies define settings for online meetings and calls, including permissions for video, audio, and screen sharing, as well as meeting expiration and recording options. If you are preparing for any certification, you can download the complete list of valid, tried, tested, and updated question and answers from the playlist link provided in the description. Wishing you all the very best. Thank you. Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today we are discussing interview question and answers for Microsoft 365 Certified Teams Administrator Associate MS-700. If you find this content helpful, please like, comment and subscribe. You can download the complete list of valid, tried, tested and updated question and answers from the playlist link provided in the description. Do share please. The question is, how would you ensure data governance and compliance that chat messages and files shared in Teams? Your answer should be, data governance and compliance in team involves setting up retention policies to retain or delete chat messages and file based on organizational requirements, configuring DLP data loss prevention policies to prevent unauthorized sharing of sensitive data, and using e-discovery tools to search and export Teams data for legal purposes. The next question is, describe your approach to educating end users about best practices for using Microsoft Teams. Your answer should be, educating end users involves creating user guides, conducting training sessions, and providing online resources to help users to understand Teams features and functionalities. It is important to emphasize security practices, ethics in Teams communications, and efficient collaboration methods. Our next question is, how do you monitor and report on Teams usage and adoption within an organization? Your answer should be, monitoring Teams usage and adoption can be done using Teams Admin Center dashboard, where you can view usage reports, active users and trends. You can also use PowerShell commands to extract detailed usage data and generate custom reports for management. Our next question is, what are the considerations for implementing and managing Teams policies in a multi-geo environment? Your answer should be, in a multi-geo environment, you need to consider regional data residency requirements, compliance regulations, and user access policies. You can configure separate policies based on geographical locations, ensuring consistency while adhering to local regulations. Our next question is, how do you handle incidents and escalations related to Microsoft Teams services? Your answer should be, handling incidents involves promptly identifying and accessing service disruptions or performance issues, escalating critical incidents to Microsoft support if needed, and communicating updates and resolutions to affected users and stakeholders. If you find this content helpful, please like, comment, and subscribe. Our next question is, can you explain the process of configuring security and compliance features specifically for Microsoft Teams meetings? Your answer should be, configuring security and compliance features for Microsoft Teams include setting up meeting policies to control attendee permissions, enabling meeting options like lobby settings and recording policies, and configuring compliance features such as transcription and live event permissions. Our next question is, how would you handle a situation where Teams users report issues with accessing or using specific features? Your answer should be, when users report issues, I would first gather detailed information about the problem, including error messages and effective users. Then I would check the Microsoft 365 Admin Center for service health status and recent updates. If needed, I would analyze logs or usage reports to identify the root cause and escalate the Microsoft support if it is service related issues. Our next question is, explain the process of setting up and managing Teams policies using PowerShell. Your answer should be, PowerShell allows for bulk configuration and management of Teams policies. To set up policies, you can use PowerShell CMD LTS to create new policies, assign policies for users or groups, and modify policy settings such as messaging, meeting, and guest access configuration. For example, to create a new messaging policies, please have a look at the example. And to assign the policy to a user, please have a look at the example. If you are preparing for any certification, you can download the complete list of valid, tried, tested, and updated question and answers from the playlist link provided in the description. Wishing you all the very best. Thank you. Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today we are discussing interview question and answers for Microsoft 365 Certified Teams Administrator Associate MS-700. If you find this content helpful, please like, comment and subscribe. You can download the complete list of valid, tried, tested and updated question and answers from the playlist link provided in the description. Do share please. Our question is, how do you manage external access settings for Microsoft Teams? Your answer should be, managing external access involves configuring organization-wide settings in Microsoft 365 Admin Center to control how users in your organization communicate with external users in Teams. This include enabling or disabling external chats, external access to Teams, and communication settings with federated organizations. Our next question is, can you describe the process of configuring compliance features like retention policies and data loss prevention (DLP) in Microsoft Teams? Your answer should be, configuring retention policies and DLP in Teams involves using Microsoft 365 Compliance Center to create and apply policies that govern how long Teams chat messages and files are retained and how sensitive information is protected and monitored within Teams. Our next question is, how do you monitor or troubleshoot chat and collaboration issues within Microsoft Teams? Your answer should be, monitoring and troubleshooting chat and collaboration issues requires utilizing tools like Team Admin Center to view user activities, chat messages, and file sharing. Additionally, analyzing call quality dashboards, usage reports, and service health status helps to identify and resolve any issues affecting collaboration experiences. Our next question is, describe your approach to manage user permissions and role-based access control (RBAC) in Microsoft Teams. Your answer should be, managing user permissions involves assigning appropriate roles and permissions to users based on their responsibilities and requirements. This includes using RBAC to define administrative roles like Team Service Administrator, Teams Communications Administrator, and Teams Communication Support Engineer, ensuring users have the necessary access levels. Our next question is, how would you handle a situation where team performance is degraded using peak usage times? Your answer should be, if team's performance is affected during peak usage, I would access network bandwidth, server resources, and client configuration to identify bottlenecks, implemented QoS policies, optimizing network settings, and scaling resources accordingly can help to mitigate performance issues during high demand periods. Our next question is, can you explain the process of integrating Microsoft Teams with enterprise telephony systems? Your answer should be, integrating Teams with telephony systems involves implementing direct routing or deploying calling plans to enable PSTN connectivity. This includes configuring session border controllers, SBCS, connecting to telephony providers, and ensuring seamless calling experiences within Teams for both internal and external calls. If you find this content helpful, please like, comment, and subscribe. Our next question is, how do you stay updated with new features and updates in Microsoft Teams? Your answer should be, I stay informed about new features and update in Microsoft Teams through official Microsoft resources like Microsoft 365 Message Center, Teams documentation, blogs, and community forums. Attending webinars, training sessions, and earning certifications also keeps me updated with the latest advancement in Teams. Our next question is, describe a scenario where you successfully managed a complex migration or upgrade project involving Microsoft Teams. Your answer should be, in a previous role, I led a migration project from on-premise Skype for Business to Microsoft Teams. This included planning the migration strategy, conducting pilot testing, user training, and post-migration support. Successfully complementing the migration improved collaboration and communicating efficiency across the organization. If you are preparing for any Microsoft-based certification, you can download the complete list of valid, tried, tested, and updated question and answers from the playlist link provided in the description. Wishing you all the very best. Thank you. Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today we are discussing interview question and answers for Microsoft 365 Certified Teams Administrator Associate MS-700. If you find this content helpful, please like, comment and subscribe. You can download the complete list of valid, tried, tested and updated question and answers from the playlist link provided in the description. Do share please. The question is, how would you manage compliance and governance tasks specific to Microsoft Teams? Your answer should be, managing compliance and governance in Teams include setting up retention policies to retain or delete chat messages and files, configuring e-discovery and legal hold for Teams data, and applying information protection policies to ensure data security and regulatory compliance. Our next question is, describe your experience with managing team migrations or upgrades. Your answer should be, in response to this question, share any experiences that you have with migrating from older collaboration platforms or teams, upgrading teams to newer versions, or managing tenant to tenant migrations. Highlight challenges faced, strategies used, and outcomes achieved during these projects. Our next question is, how do you ensure user adoption and training for Microsoft Teams within an organization? Your answer should be, ensuring user adoption involves creating user guides, conducting training sessions, and providing ongoing support to help users to understand and leverage team features effectively. It is important to customize training material based on users' roles and organizational needs to promote adoption. Our next question is, what strategies would we use to optimize team performance and scalability? Your answer should be, optimizing team performance involves monitoring usage patterns, optimizing network infrastructure, example, QoS settings, managing Teams clients updates, and ensuring sufficient server resources to handle user load. Scaling teams involves planning for growth, optimizing licensing, and implementing best practices for deployment. Our next question is, how would you handle the integration of Microsoft Teams with other Microsoft 365 services like SharePoint and OneDrive? Your answer should be, integrating Teams with SharePoint and OneDrive allows seamless document collaboration and sharing. This integration involves configuring file storage options, ensuring consistent permission across services, and leveraging shared features like document libraries and lists within Teams channels. If you find this content helpful, please like, comment and subscribe. Our next question is, can you describe a challenging situation you encountered as a team administrator and how you resolved it? Your answer should be, share a specific example where you faced a complex issue or challenge in managing teams and describes your steps you look to investigate, troubleshoot, and resolve the issue. Emphasize problem solving skills, collaboration with colleagues or vendors, and the impact of your solution on improving the team's environment. Our next question is, how would you configure and manage messaging policies in Microsoft Teams? Your answer should be, to configure messaging policies in Teams, I would use PowerShell CMG-lets to create and manage policies that control user messaging capabilities such as chat, meeting chats, and private calling. I would define policies based on organizational requirements and apply them to specific user group or individuals. Our next question is, can you explain the process of managing Teams channels and permissions? Your answer should be, managing team channels involves creating, renaming, achieving, and restoring channels as needed. I would set channel permissions to control who can view, post, and collaborate with specific channels, ensuring proper access control and security. If you are preparing for any Microsoft-based certification, you can download the complete list of valid, tried, tested, and updated question and answers from the playlist link provided in the description. Wishing you all the very best. Thank you. Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today we are discussing interview question and answers for Microsoft 365 Certified Teams Administrator Associate MS-700. If you find this content helpful, please like, comment and subscribe. You can download the complete list of valid, tried, tested and updated question and answers from the playlist link provided in the description. Do share please. Our question is, how do you collaborate with other IT teams or stakeholders to optimize Microsoft Teams deployment and usage? Your answer should be, collaborating with IT teams and stakeholders involves regular meetings, sharing insights on team usage and performance metrics, addressing feedback, and aligning deployment strategies with organizational goals. This ensures cross-functional coordination and maximizes the value of teams for the entire organization. Our next question is, what are your strategies for ensuring high availability and disaster recovery for Microsoft Teams services? Your answer should be, implementing high availability and disaster recovery for team involves configuring redundant architecture, backup solutions, and failover mechanism to minimize downtime and ensure continuous service availability. Regularly testing disaster recovery plans and monitoring service health are essential for maintaining resilience and business continuity. Our next question is, what is your experience with managing Microsoft Teams in an enterprise environment? Your answer should be, I have extensive experience managing Microsoft Teams in enterprise settings, including user provisioning, guest access configuration, security settings, compliance management, and optimizing network performance for optimal Teams usage. Our next question is, how do you handle user provisioning and licensing for Microsoft Teams? Your answer should be, I handle user provisioning and licensing by assigning appropriate Microsoft 365 licenses with team capabilities based on user roles and requirements. I use PowerShell scripts or the Microsoft 365 Admin Center to manage user license efficiently. Our next question is, can you explain the process of configuring guest access in Microsoft Teams? Your answer should be, to configure guest access in Microsoft Teams, I enable guest access at the organization level, specify guest permissions and policies, and control external user access to specific teams and channels to ensure security and compliance. If you find this content helpful, please like, comment and subscribe. Our next question is, describe your approach to manage compliance and security settings in Microsoft Teams. Your answer should be, I manage compliance and security in the Microsoft Teams by configuring retention policies, data loss prevention DLP settings, and information protection policy. I regularly audit security reports and collaborate with compliance teams to ensure regulatory adherence. Our next question is, what steps do you take to optimize network performance in Microsoft Teams usage? Your answer should be, To optimize network performance for teams, I prioritize Teams traffic using quality of service QoS policies, optimize network configuration for low latency, and monitor bandwidth usage to address potential bottlenecks affecting team performance. Our next question is, how would you manage external app permissions and integrations within Microsoft Teams? Your answer should be, I manage external app permissions by configuring app permission policies in the Teams Admin Center, reviewing and approving apps based on security criteria, and ensuring secure integration of external apps with Teams to minimize risk. Our next question is, have you led any migration project involving Microsoft Teams? If so, describe your role and challenges faced. Your answer should be, I led migration project from Skype for Business to Microsoft Teams, planning migration strategies, conducting user training, and addressing challenges to ensure successful adoption and transition to Teams collaboration performance platform. Our next question is, can you discuss your experience with implementing telephony features like direct routing or calling plans in Microsoft Teams? Your answer should be, I have experience implementing telephony features like direct routing and call plans in Microsoft Teams, configuring session border controllers, SBCS, and integrating with telephony providers to enable PSTN connectivity within Teams. If you are preparing for any Microsoft based certification, you can download the complete list of valid, tried, tested, and updated question and answers from the playlist link provided in the description. Wishing you all the very best. Thank you. Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today we are discussing interview question and answers for Microsoft 365 Certified Teams Administrator Associate MS-700. If you find this content helpful, please like, comment and subscribe. You can download the complete list of valid, tried, tested and updated question and answers from the playlist link provided in the description. Do share please. Our question is, how do you monitor and troubleshoot team service health and performance? Your answer should be, monitoring team service health and performance involves regularly checking the Microsoft 365 Admin Center for service health status and incident reports. I would use the Teams Admin Center to review call quality and usage analytics, troubleshoot connectivity issues, and escalate to Microsoft support if needed. Our next question is, describe your approach to managing team governance and compliance. Your answer should be, managing team governance and compliance include implementing policies for guest access, data retention, and information protection. I would configure governance settings in Microsoft 365 Compliance Center, set up retention policies for chat messages and files, and enforce data loss prevention DLP policies to ensure regulatory compliance. Our next question is, how would you handle a situation where team users report persistent issues or errors? Your answer should be, if users report persistent issues, I would first gather detailed information about the problem, including error message and affected users. I would check the Teams Admin Center for health service status and recent updates. If needed, I would analyze logs or usage report to identify the root cause and escalate the Microsoft support if it is a service related issue. Our next question is, what steps would you take to optimize Teams for remote or distributed teams? Your answer should be to optimize teams for remote or distributed teams. I would promote best practices for virtual collaboration, such as scheduling regular virtual meetings, using Teams for chats and document sharing, and leveraging video conferencing and screen sharing features to enhance communication and productivity. Our next question is, how would you manage software updates and version control for Microsoft Team clients? Your answer should be, I manage software updates by configuring update policies in Microsoft 365 Admin Center to control when and how team clients are updated. I ensure that clients are kept up to date with latest features and security patches to maintain optimal performance and security. Our next question is, can you describe a scenario where you successfully implemented a Teams integration with third-party applications or services? Your answer should be, in a previous role, I integrated Teams with Customer Relationship Management (CRM) system to streamline communication and collaboration within sales teams. I configured custom tabs and connectors within Team to display CRM data directly, improving team productivity and customer responsiveness. Our next question is, how would you handle user training and change management when transitioning to Microsoft Teams from other collaboration platform? Your answer should be, I would develop a comprehensive training plan that includes user guides, live demonstration, and interactive workshop tailored to different user roles or skill levels. I would emphasize the benefits of Teams to provide ongoing support to facilitate a smooth transition and ensure user adoption. Our next question is, what strategies do you use to ensure high availability and disaster recovery for Microsoft Teams services? To ensure high availability, I leverage redundancy work in network connectivity and load balancing across multiple servers and data centers. I regularly back up Teams data and have a contingency plan in place to restore services in case of a catastrophic event, ensuring business continuity for critical collaboration tools. If you find this content helpful, please like, comment and subscribe. Our next question is, how do you manage user provisioning and licensing for Microsoft Teams? Your answer should be, managing user provisioning involves assigning appropriate Microsoft 365 licenses that includes team capabilities to users based on their roles and needs. I use Microsoft 365 Admin Center or PowerShell script to assign licenses to ensure proper provisioning of Teams for new users. If you are preparing for any Microsoft-based certification, you can download the complete list of valid, tried, tested, and updated question and answers from the playlist link provided in the description. Wishing you all the very best. Thank you. Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today we are discussing interview question and answers for Microsoft 365 Certified Teams Administrator Associate MS-700. If you find this content helpful, please like, comment and subscribe. You can download the complete list of valid, tried, tested and updated question and answers from the playlist link provided in the description. Do share please. The question is, how do you manage external access and federation settings in Microsoft Teams. Your answer should be managing external access involves enabling and disabling guest access for external users, configuring federation settings to allow communication with users from other organizations, and applying appropriate security measures to protect data shared with external parties. Our next question is, can you describe a scenario where you successfully implemented a complex team deployment or configuration? Your answer should be, in response to this question, share a specific project or initiative where you demonstrated your skills in deploying and configuring Microsoft Teams, overcoming challenges, and achieving successful outcomes. Highlight your problem solving capabilities, collaboration with stakeholders, and the impact of your work on improving collaboration and productivity within the organization. Our next question is, how do you configure and manage guest access in Microsoft Teams? Your answer should be, guest access in Teams allows external users to collaborate within Teams channels. To configure guest access, you can enable it at organization level in Microsoft 365 Admin Center and then specify which teams and channels guest can access. You can also set policies to control guest permissions and capabilities within Teams. Our next question is, what are the security best practices you would implement for Microsoft Teams? Your answer should be, implementing security best practices for Teams involves enforcing strong authentication methods like multi-factor authentication, MFA, configuring conditional access policies, enabling encryption for data at rest and in transit, setting up data loss prevention DLP policies to prevent leakage of sensitive information, and regularly auditing user access and activities. If you find this content helpful, please like, comment and subscribe. Our next question is, how would you troubleshoot audio or video quality issues in team meetings? Your answer should be, troubleshooting audio or video quality issues in team meetings requires checking network connectivity and bandwidth, ensuring users have updated Teams client verifying device settings, example, microphone, camera, and using the Teams Admin Center to review call analytics and health reports to identify and resolve issues. Our next question is, can you explain the process of configuring and managing Teams apps and integrations? Your answer should be, configuring Teams apps and integrations involves using the Microsoft App Source or Team Admin Center to discover and add apps, configuring apps permissions, and settings and managing app policies to control app usage and security within the Teams environment. If you find this content helpful, please like, comment and subscribe. You can download the complete list of Microsoft-based certification from the playlist link provided in the description. Wishing you all the very best. Thank you.